Hello, greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a good day, speak about this ascension process. We are moving from the third density, the density of matter and senses, into the fifth dimension, the eternal dimension of connectivity. But we're going to be moving into the 12th dimension soon after for the Earth, and all its life form are scheduled to move into this 12th dimension. For now, we're going to move by step. We need to integrate this eternal connection to our unity, to our soul. Then we'll move into the collective soul group and the alignment to the divine plan, all the way to the 12th dimension. So it is all in the process, it is all in the works. I'm going to pull a few cards for the day to see what may be the energies of the day. For today, the past, present, and future. The past is enthusiasm. The present is trust. And the future is listening. We're going to listen. It's about listening what life has to say. For every day, life has different things to say, and we want to be attuned to receptive to what life has to say. What we're working on right now is our mission, our destiny. It's about finding what is the sense of our life, what we came here to serve. And so we want to align with this highest service, and the outcome will be complementarity. We're going to be able to fit within the puzzle. We're going to be able to bring our stone to the edifice of life, of this ascension process. And so we're looking for all the elements. We need to attract all the people that are instrumental, our soul group, soul family, and all the people that share this vision of the ability to create a paradise for all, this golden age of light that will be soon coming. For in essence, the truth lies in silence and stillness. It is not easy because we're always busy in our mind, busy in our body. For it is good to move our body, drink a lot of water, but it's good to make this meditation, to move back to the still point, understanding also that the old energies are no longer supported by the universe. They are no longer empowered. There's still this mental process, this like negative projection that we may have at time, but the universe will not allow that to happen. It is the positive energies that will be dominant, and it is what will manifest. Right now, there is possibilities for miracle. For Jupiter has moved direct in Sagittarius, and Venus is moving towards Mars and still following the Sun. And so there's all kinds of possibility for miracles, and there is the liberation of all karma with Saturn and the South Node in Capricorn that are helping us to assist us to liberate these all karmic situations, all kinds of family karma and all those things. For life is absolutely extraordinary. Sometimes I look at TV, and I used to not watch TV at all for a long time, and now I'm just monitoring what's been broadcasted. And when you look at TV, most of it is 3D dramas. It's like it's humans projecting those fear and those things, and so the human drama. And even when you look at astronomy, you can see that the universe is magnificent beyond our wildest dream. But the commentary that comes with it is very 3D. It doesn't go beyond the limitation of 3D. Yet when you look at a documentary about nature, about animal or the animal that live under the water, you can see that there is amazing intelligence, amazing creatures, and it's utterly beyond our conception. Just on Earth, there is so much beauty and grace in this whole system of natural life. It is quite amazing. It is all beyond my consciousness. I'm trying to align with this infinite perfection of divinity, but it's really difficult. I always see that things are my own limitation within the process, and my limitation creates self-judgment, and this is really what's stopping us, is the self-judgment we have on ourselves rather than our lack of being able to be perfect. For perfection, we have to strive for it, but it's hardly expected for us to achieve that perfection, yet we always have to work towards that. Some people have made choices that chose to come into a life with very little challenges and much less than we do, and some people have chosen a life that's much harder than we do, and so it's about understanding the life we chose is exactly what we need in order to get the opportunities we need for our growth. And everything is by choice. The more challenges we have, the more we are assisting in transmuting all the darkness of humanity as well. So there is a good reason for everything. I'm going to speak about Atlantis briefly. For there is sometimes I'm getting like those 3, 4, 5 second break, and my consciousness is opening to the higher realms, and so it's like I'm feel almost not jealous but envious of those who are already there. But I know it is coming. It's about this purification of the physical that will allow that. I'm going to put a link below. It's if you haven't seen this video, it's a video about the Archangel Metatron who talks about the fall of Atlantis. I'm going to speak briefly about it, but I recommend you listen to that video. It's an hour and a half, but it's very useful, and more than once, because I usually listen to it with a video that was done in 2010, I think, but it remains actual. We still need to reconnect to all those energies, and every year I listen to it. And I was just listening to it again recently, so I will put the link below. The highest wisdom is finance. For finance, we're free, as we need to be. We need to focus on that abundance, to focus on being free from financial burden. For this is really what the world is being enslaved by this debt and inflation and taxation. And so we want to be free of that, free ourselves, then we'll see what we can do to assist the world. But first we have to free ourselves from that and to be abundant. What we need to understand is the high priest or high priestess. What we need to do is forgiveness. And the outcome is traveling or living, for there will be much travel. There will be we might have been stuck, not stuck, but placed in a place for quite a while. But now it's going to be the time to move our energies and to be able to visit different places. So in essence, Metatron explained that we're moving from electromagnetic field to a crystalline field, and this crystalline field is impeccable. It's the energy of crystals. We need to be as clear as crystals, and doing that, because the mineral world is really what condition all the energetic field of the planet. And all the planets, for it, the minerals are the one that are supporting the whole process of life. They are intelligent beings, and the crystals are becoming reactivated. They were dormant for a very long time. For there is points. The Atlantean knew that there were certain places on the Earth with a 0-point energy, and they were placing crystals to create the electromagnetic field to utilize it for well-being. And there are two major vortices that needs to be that we need to connect to. On the northern hemisphere is the vortex of Arkansas. There is the city of light, a crystal city under the crystal cave of Arkansas below the ground, where 9 of the sacred crystals of Atlantis were saved before the fall. For Atlantis there was a very long history of Atlantis. For hundreds of thousands of years there was a civilization, but there was a golden age between 40,000 BC to 18,000 BC. Everything was beautiful, marvelous life, and people would live thousands of years in their body, and they were connecting to the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, mostly the priests, the scientists of Atlara. And then after the second deluge, there was a split into 5 islands. At first there used to be 10 islands, but they split into 5 islands, and there were 2 different ideologies that were created that split. One was matriarchal, was scientific and the law based on the law of one, and the other one was militarist, corporatist, patriarchal, and hierarchical, and eventually the whole civilization fall apart. But some of the crystals of Atlantis were saved, were protected, and so there is all those crystals that were placed in different locations in underground cities that are protected by extraterrestrial. If you can go in physically in Arkansas, in the United States, you will be able to feel that even more, or even access it through psychic connection. Some of the major crystals were placed there, otherwise in the crystal bed of Brazil, in Mount Shasta, under the Lake Titicaca, under the pyramids of Gizeh. There was different places that were chosen for those crystals to be put in stasis, but they were all reactivated between 2001 and 2012. Mostly in 2009 there was the big activation, and And so there is the blue crystal of knowledge, there is the emerald crystal of healing, there is the arc crystal of gravity, where we can create anti-gravity waves, and so that's how the pyramids were built. And there is one crystal that we need to connect, so it's a very big crystal, but 100 meters in height. It's in Arkansas, it's underground. And this crystal is the platinum crystal. It's a clear crystal that emanates a platinum field that's a bioplasmic form, bioplasmic energy that both merge matter and antimatter. Antimatter is the realm of angels, it's the realm of the non-physical. And so so by connecting to this crystal, to this crystalline energy, it diminishes the polarity within us, the electromagnetism, and align us to this crystalline field. And so we can start to interact with bioplasmic life forms, the higher beings of, and this was activated on 11/11/2011. I had this magnificent vision at 11:11 in the morning. I was working on my computer, and I was like, my light body showed itself to me, and I was like, yeah, I want that. The Spirit was saying, well, you want it all now, you gotta wait. but it was amazing experience, and so we want to reconnect to those crystals. The idea is not to anchor it, and we're not here to activate the crystal or anchor it into the earth. What we here is to align ourselves with the energy of the frequency of the crystals, so we can utilize it and we serve the collective. We need to reconnect to all those old energies. So, and I recommend for more information, you listen to this video. I'm going to put a link below. I also wanted to say about there was some things that always has interested me is archaeology, and God willing, I will be able one day to investigate certain vision I had about that. And one of the major, there is something I really love to discover in those islands. When they were the later time of Atlantis, the central island was called Poseida. There was a emerald dome, and it was called the Emerald City, and it was a concentric, magnificent, the most beautiful city ever created on the planet. And at the center there was a hill with a huge statue of the god Poseidon. It was it was all in gold, extraterrestrial gold, with 6 horses, winged horses, and platinum horses, and they were all made magnificent with precious stones and emeralds and rubies, diamonds, and it was surrounded by crystals that was very, very powerful. But hopefully this statue was at the destruction of Atlantis. It would be nice to recover that statue. That would be the most magnificent proof of that history. And so it would be somewhere probably in of course the Atlantic, but probably somewhere around the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is a triangle that goes from Puerto Rico to the Bermuda to the Bahamas, and there is an electromagnetic field in this zone that if planes fly too low, sometimes they have problem with instrument, or even boats and some of them are even disappear. And why is that happening? Is because the master chamber of Atlantis, which was an interdimensional portals that the master used to use there, got destroyed, and now it's operating at random. So it's like the energy field is completely random. So it is very delicate. It is even delicate, but with the assistance of galactics, maybe someday we'll be able to take a boat. It's in the north. This chamber has been located in the north of Bimini Islands, and so, but it's very delicate because there's a lot of currents, and there is the electromagnetic field that we have to deal with. And so, but it would be interesting to retrieve that chamber and realign it so it gets when the time comes, those will happen. I'm sure, hopefully, and so this is one thing, and then there is some of the crystal fire. For there's a ruby red crystal fire. One of them was saved, but not all of them could be saved. And one of them is pointing towards South Miami Beach right now. It's deeply in the ground, but and this is what gives them the magical energy of that place. I lived 3 years there, and there's all this amazing spiritual energy in South Beach. People go and party, but you can use it for spiritual work. And so some of those we'll be able to retrieve. Some of those is a technology or even artifacts that would be really quite amazing to recover some of those, because if we do find the statue of Poseidon, that would be a proof, and that would be well, not that we need to prove anything to anyone, but that would be humanity could not deny this whole history. and it's a magnificent sculpture, and it's made from material that is unknown. For this gold and platinum is more refined than what we have here, and so. But those are interesting. There's all kinds of other discoveries, scientific and archaeological discoveries that could be quite interesting to make. We'll see if God willing we'll see that in our lifetime. So we'll make the discoveries ourselves, or some other people will make it. But there's more and more being disclosed every day, and so right now we want to tune in into this frequency and let each moment guide us to the next moment. The paintings behind me, this is an astrological self-portrait, and this is a small painting about the code 0010110, the portals of infinity. I'm going to finish with a song, just to finish in music. It's an old song from the 60s by a band named The Animals. It's called The House of the Rising Sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruins of many a poor boy, and me, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor, she sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time that he is satisfied is when he's all drunk. Oh mother, tell your children not to do what I have done, to spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I got one foot on the platform, the other on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun, and it's been the ruins of many a poor boy, and me, I know I'm one. Thank you for sticking to the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Well, if you go to New Orleans, go to Arkansas. This is the place to be, the place to go. For there are people that are mining crystals there. There's all kinds of crystal on the surface, but there is this great crystal city. It's a wonderful place. If you maybe will be able to open the doors when men will have pacified themselves, all those things will become available for all of humanity. But we need to let go of all those war games and those for that, because of the war games that the city of Atlantis was destroyed. Huh? So one more card. The card is the moon, the archangel Eniel, the opportunity to refine your project and to elaborate the opportunity to elaborate more, to refine the project. It means to work on the details. Let yourself be guided by your intuition. Confront your fears in order to be stronger. So the more we are able to let go of fear, to focus on that higher dimensional vision, the higher timeline, the best possible option for us, the faster we'll be able to move through that and manifest it and emerge into this higher dimension, the fifth dimension, and open the gateway to the other higher dimensions. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.